Today we will see the physical design of IoT. Here we are going to see the physical or the actual design of your Internet of Things, how it will be, how its structure will be. So starting with this, we will see things in IoT usually refers to IoT devices which have unique identities. In one of the session we have gone through that how the unique identity is given to everything in your IoT. So this unique identity will be given with the help of various IP addresses. So IP address will be responsible for assigning unique identity to each and every things in your what IoT device or in your IoT application. So every physical object or every physical device or every physical thing in your IoT application will be identified as a unique identity because of the IP address. The IP address can be either your IPv4 or it can be your IPv6, but it will be identified with the help of your IP address, and those IP address for every network will be unique. They can perform remote sensing, actuating, and monitoring various capabilities. So the task of this IoT application or the things in your IoT application will be what? They will be sensing remotely, means what? The sensor will be attached at different location and the server will be at different location. The sensor will going to sense the environment condition. That particular data will be sent to the server will be at another location, sensor will be at another location, or the actuator will be at another location. So they will be performing some activity remotely. That's why the sensing and actuating can be done remotely, and the data will be stored on the server or the data will be stored on the cloud, which is at remote location. We will see what exactly the IoT device can do. So the IoT device can exchange the data with other connected devices and application. The number one, the first task of your IoT device can be it will going to exchange the data with other connected devices or other IoT application. Exchanging of data means what? It will receive the data and the data will be transmitted to the another device or the data will be transferred to another device. The other device can be either your sensor, it can be your actuator, it can be your server, or it can be cloud. But remember, IoT device will going to send the data to other device or other application. Data can be generated at one application and that particular data can be sent to another application. That is also possible because of your what? IoT devices. Then IoT device will going to collect the data from other devices and process the data locally. Locally means what? Whenever IoT device will going to generate some data or whenever IoT device can collect the data from other devices, that particular data will be stored on the same device, that will be stored on the same IoT device, and the data processing will be done on the same IoT device irrespective of data will not going to send to the server or the data will not going to send to the cloud. The data received from other device can be stored in the same IoT device, and that particular IoT device will going to process that data at local system or at local host. This is the task of your what? IoT device, that it will exchange the data with other connected device and application, and IoT device can collect the data from other device and process the data locally. These are the two functionalities of your what? Every IoT device. Whatever IoT device we have seen in previous session, those IoT device can perform these two activities. Again, the IoT device can send the data to centralized server or cloud-based application which has some backends for processing. Again, one of the task or one of the function of IoT device can be what? It will going to send the data to your centralized server or any cloud-based application backends for processing purpose. In previous point, we discussed that IoT device can store the data locally. Now IoT device can send the data to the centralized server, or it can send the data to your cloud for processing and analysis purpose. Again, IoT device can perform some tasks locally and other tasks within the IoT infrastructure. IoT device can perform some activity or some task at local system, or they can do this particular activity at IoT infrastructure also. IoT infrastructure means what? Whatever will be the scope of your IoT application, that particular device can perform some task within that particular scope. That is nothing but these are some functionalities of your IoT device. IoT device can do these tasks. Now we will see the generic block diagram of your IoT device or IoT application. This generic block diagram is applicable to all the IoT devices that we have discussed in previous session. This is There is one connectivity module for your IoT device that we already discussed. This connectivity module will have either USB host, or it will have your Ethernet, then it will have processor, it will have some ports for your audio and video interfacing purpose, HDMI port or your 3.5 audio jack. Then it will have some memory interfaces. These are built-in memories, or these are onboard on chip system on chip memories. Then there will be some processing unit for your graphics purpose. It will have some external storage interfaces for your SD card or multimedia card like devices. Then it will have some IO interfaces, input output interfaces for sensors and actuators. So various sensors and actuators can be connected to your IoT device with the help of these particular ports. So this is what your physical block diagram, or this is your what the generic block diagram of your IoT device or IoT application. Remember, whenever you are going to use any sensor or actuator, all those sensors and actuators can be connected to these ports as per the application, as per the need, or as per the demand of your what IoT application. This is related with your what various IO interfaces. Again, if you wish to connect your monitor, or if you wish to connect your some video display device, then it can be done with the help of your HDMI port. If you wish to connect the speaker to your this IoT device, that can be done with the help of your 3.5 audio port or audio jack that is available physically on your IoT device. Again, if you wish to connect your other video display to your IoT device, then it can be done with the help of your what this video port. Again, it will have one central processing unit. It will have some your what CPU that will be responsible for doing all the operations at IoT device end. Then there will be one GPU, graphics processing unit. It will be responsible for having some graphics related operations on your IoT device. Then it will have some ports that can be responsible for establishing the connectivity between various devices like your USB host. There will be some USB ports, and as we discussed in previous session, those USB ports are responsible for connecting your USB keyboard and USB mouse to your IoT device. Along with, if you have more USB ports on your IoT device, then you can connect the pen drive also to your what IoT device. Then there will be RG45, or you can say Ethernet port available on your IoT device. This Ethernet port will be responsible for establishing the connectivity between two devices, or if you wish to give the internet connectivity to your IoT device, then you can connect your LAN cable to your RJ45 or Ethernet port over your IoT device. Then there are some memory interfaces. Those memory interfaces are responsible for having internal memories like your DDR RAMs, DDR1, DDR2, or DDR3. It can be any type of your internal memory RAM, but it is available on board. It is available on system on chip devices are there. Again, they will have some your NAND, NOR, and OR gates that can be available on your what generic block diagram of your IoT device. So these are some components. These are some physical components available on each and every IoT device that we have already discussed in previous session.